What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So today's video, I'm gonna try to keep it very short, and I'm gonna try to hit each app and detail it enough to where it makes sense to you. Also, make sure you guys turn the bell notification on before we get started. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, and show your boy some love, man, because I'm taking the time to show you guys the ins and outs of what you guys need to know when traveling to Brazil. Also, if you guys have any questions about any specific app, make sure you guys comment and ask below. So let's start a conversation down below. All right, so let's get into it. So the first app is going to be Bike. So the orange app, Bike. So the bikes are orange, and you have to use a CPF to access this app, right? So when my experience when I downloaded this app, I was talking to a girl at the time. So she let me use her CPF. A CPF is like a social security identification number, right? So everybody in Brazil has it, just like everybody in the States has a social security number. So this is their ID number that is attached to them. So someone that you're really comfortable with and they feel comfortable with you, they will let you use that, because they know you're not from there. You don't have access to that right away. But I will teach you guys how to get a CPF. It's very simple to get. Doesn't even take a day to get it. Not even a couple hours, you'll have it. So you have to use a CPF to use this app. So in my case, I used her number, but I paid for the monthly subscription. You can pay for a daily use. So however you want to, it'll show you different plans, and it's super cheap. Like I think for the day it's like like $2 or $3, I think it was, and for the month I think I paid anywhere between $5 to $10, but I want to say it was less than that. And it's super cheap. It's all throughout Brazil that I know of, but all you gotta do is download the app. It'll show you your location while you're in Brazil, and it'll show you the nearest hub. It's just like the Lime scooters. It's just like the Birds, all the different scooters and bikes apps in the States. It's very similar to that. Super cheap, super dope. If you want to just, instead of walking, everybody in Brazil walks or rides. It's a very fitness culture. So hop on a bike and just stroll up and down the boulevard and shit, enjoy the views, because it's a good way to get around if you don't want to wait for Ubers, take the metro, stuff like that. So if you don't want to walk. So I use the Bike app pretty much every day, all day when I can, and when there's some available. So in hot spots, they might not be available. Only thing that sucks is if you're in like certain parts of Baja and Salvador, the bike racks will be full. So you got to drive a little further just to go park that bike, because any time over the limit will start charging you. So that's the only caveat to it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not, I mean, it's like 50 cent or 25 cent or some shit like that, per minute or something. Like, I don't know exactly the numbers, but it's not nothing major. So the next app is going to be Airbnb. Airbnb is pretty self-explanatory. I will say that the prices in Airbnb in the States, like say for instance, you're going to Brazil next week and you're looking for Airbnb, it's going to show you the price in US dollars. Now, if you were looking for Airbnb while you're in Brazil and your phone location picks up that you're in Brazil, the prices will look completely different. Before I moved to Brazil, I was looking for Airbnb because people were referencing, how about you get an apartment through Airbnb? You can stay in an Airbnb for like 6 months to a year in Brazil. So you can do a long-term rental with Airbnb in Brazil. Super cheap. Like, I saw a property, I'm looking at a property right now that I want to rent, and I think for the whole entire year, it's like $4,000 for the whole entire year. Right? So for a whole year lease, it's $4,000. You're not going to find that anywhere in the States, an apartment on the beach, literally right across from it, right? So that's super dope, super convenient. And she was looking for the apartment for me while she was in Brazil before I moved there, right? So she was looking and I was looking. Her price was way cheaper than the price that I saw. So just put that into consideration as well. And I recommend 10 out of 10 to get an Airbnb versus a hotel, because when I first got there, I had to stay in a different spot, and every time I bought someone over, I had to check in at the front desk, and they cut off a certain amount of people who you can enter into your unit. But an Airbnb is pretty much open, and they're not checking like how many people is coming in there, blah blah blah. So Airbnb is definitely the way to go. So just read the fine print on the each unit, because some will say no guests, some will say 2 guests, some will say they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you look that up when you get your Airbnb. So the next app is going to be 99. 99 is a ride sharing app. I believe they also deliver food as well, but I know it's predominantly like it's like an Uber app, but super cheap, very popular in Brazil. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's super convenient, and it's way cheaper than Uber. Way cheaper than Uber. Most people in Brazil don't even use Uber just because it's very expensive for them, and it's super cheap for us still. But 99 is definitely way cheaper. So I would even say if you're gonna move around, depending on where you're staying at, which you should be definitely staying in places that's more tourist anyway, because that's where everything's popping, right? That's where every party's at, the bars, the clubs, everything is in a pretty much tight space. So either you're gonna walk there, or you can catch a 99, or you can ride a bike. So depending on what you're going to and how you're moving, 99 is definitely cheaper than Uber. So the next one's gonna be Duolingo. Duolingo is very self-explanatory. So Duolingo is one of the apps I use to help me learn like basic Portuguese. And yeah, so 3 months before I moved to Brazil, I was doing Duolingo. I was playing like a YouTube video of Portuguese while you sleep. So subconsciously, Portuguese was entering my mind while I'm asleep, because people don't understand subconsciously is when you retain the most information. So I would play that while I'm sleeping, and I would use Duolingo. And then really and truly, being in Brazil, talking to real life Brazilians on the street is going to be much, much more effective than any classroom exercise or any college prep, whatever the case. Like, a book or a teacher can't teach you what you're going to learn on the streets in Brazil. Just like a book or a teacher can't teach you what you're going to learn in English, right? So you learn more about how they speak really while actually talking to Brazilians through text, or being there personally and talking to them in their face. So the next app is going to be iFood. iFood is the next app. So that's like a Uber Eats. They deliver everything. Very, very cheap, very convenient. I think it's equivalent to like Uber Eats, and it's equivalent to, what's the other one in the States? Like a Grubhub or like a GoPuff. They deliver everything. They go to the pharmacy for you, the grocery store, deliver pizza, pick up alcohol. They do all that type of stuff for you. So super convenient. iFood, very, very convenient app. The next one is going to be Google Translate. Google Translate is, it's good to have, and it actually helped me learn Portuguese as well by using Google Translate, because the more you use it, you start to see, it'll shock you. Like after a while, like Spanish, right? Most of everybody in the States took Spanish because it was almost required to take at least 1 or 2 years in high school. But it'll surprise you after a while. You can kind of just see it. Once you start seeing things and you translate certain things over time with repetition, it'll just start clicking to you, right? So Google Translate is very cool. And a funny story is when I was actually on the beach for the first time in Brazil, I approached some girls at the beach, and I didn't really know much Portuguese, but they were beautiful girls, and I knew like the basic, like "Olá, como está," the basic greeting, right? They asked, "Fala português?" And I was like, "Mais ou menos," which is more or less, I know it a little bit. So, and I pull out the Google Translate. So they find it funny and they find it cute that you don't know how to speak it, but you're trying to communicate. So it's like a extra win in the door, So you can use that to your advantage. Don't let Google Translate stop you. Don't let the language stop you from traveling to Brazil. I see people being discouraged, saying, "Oh, I don't know the language." Like, by all means, use Google Translate if you have to. It's not a big deal. Like, I used it a few times. Actually, I use it a lot of times, and shit, sometimes I still use it, like when I need to, So it's a good app to have. The next one is Uber Eats. Super self-explanatory. Uber Eats is Uber Eats, same everywhere. Uber, same everywhere, but it's definitely, you get more bang for your buck while in Brazil because you can go a lot further in distance and spend half the price. Like I know if you go 20, I know if you go like 20 to 30 minutes in Dallas where I'm from, you're gonna spend at least 20 something, 30 something plus. Like it might be 40 depending on the time, depending on the weather conditions. I know when it was snowing in Dallas once, shit, the Ubers was like 50, 60, 70, sometimes $100. So I know, and that was only going like 15 minutes down the street. So I know in Brazil alone, when I used to go like 20 something minutes away, to them 30 minutes is far, but that's normal for us in the States. And I would spend like $10, $8, shit like that. And it's like, wow. So Uber is definitely cool, but 99 is definitely cheaper. But both are cheap to us. The next app is gonna be Zay Delivery. This is an app that's gonna help you order wine, alcohol, any alcohol that you want. They deliver it to you wherever you are, whether it be the beach, apartment, hotel, wherever you are. They deliver that. Super convenient. If you don't want to, if having a little chick over, having a little nice little wine and dine night, you don't want to go nowhere because the store is closed. Boom, order that. You're good to go. The next app is going to be XE. This is a currency converter app. I actually really like this app. It updates like every couple minutes. I would say like every 1 or 2 minutes, or you can just refresh it yourself. And with this app, you can put all the currencies that you want, right? So with me, it would be the US dollar up top, and then any other currency you want to put. You can put many currencies as you want. So once you put like $1, it'll convert all those equivalent to $1 in their country. So I think right now the reais is dropped. I think it's like at 5.10 or something, like $5.10 or like 5.09, something right there. So like it'll update automatically. So it's a really cool. You can set alerts for it, everything. You can see the charts, all that cool stuff on there. So I really like that app. This is definitely, if you're traveling anywhere, you definitely want to have a currency conversion app on your phone. The next one's going to be ClickBus. ClickBus is, I'm not even going to say it's equivalent to Greyhound, because Greyhound is shit for one, and the quality of people on there is, yeah. So ClickBus is like a luxurious coach style bus, and they have like the LED lights in there. The seats recline all the way back. They play music. It's a very chill and super like nice and comfortable bus, and you can go from Salvador to Rio to Sao Paulo to anywhere in Brazil. So it goes cross country, because I know sometimes, first of all, flights are cheaper while you're traveling within the country. But the bus is also cool because you can see like the countryside. You get a different experience. So the Click bus is definitely cool. You can go on the website and actually look at the pictures and stuff too. Super nice bus, really nice. The next app is called Happen. This is a dating app, very similar to Tinder, Bumble, swipe left, swipe right. It's the same. It's just another app to have. I've met some people off this app, some super cool people. Not everybody is looking for relationships on there. Some people just kind of want to meet new friends. And while I'm talking about dating apps, if you're using like Bumble and Tinder, especially like in Salvador, you don't let Tinder be because I mean, of course you'll see some baddies on Tinder, right? And there's baddies in Salvador, but anytime you use Tinder, don't let that be the determining factor should you go to this place or not. Because the girls you might match them and you might not meet them, or you might match them, you might meet them. So, or you might see all ugly girls when you're swiping because it's all algorithm, right? You might see girls you're not attracted to, and that'll stop you from going to Salvador. And then now, you know what I'm saying? Now you don't go just based, the girls don't look good. So get to the place, see it, and I'm telling you, like, Salvador alone got baddies walking up and down, like 8s, 9s, and 10s. Facts. These are facts. All right, so the next app we got is OLX. OLX is equivalent to like a Craigslist. They have me personally. I mean, they have everything. Like you can buy any and everything on Craigslist. You can buy any and everything on OLX. What I use and what I'm recommending you guys use OLX for, and this is for the person who's coming to Brazil to stay for an extended period of time, a couple months, a year plus, right? If you're just doing like a week or 2 or 3, no. But if you are staying for months on end or a year plus, then OLX is a good way to find unfurnished and furnished apartments. And super cheap. I mean, you can find some for like 200 US. You can find some for $100, $300, $400 a month. And I've seen some personally, like again, equivalent to like the Airbnb. You can find some for like two to 4,000 minimum, and great location, right across from the beach, for like $2,000 to $4,000 for the whole entire year. So that's for 12 months. So if you cut that in half for 6 months, like I mean, it's damn near dirt cheap. So I mean, that's good for the person who's trying to stay in Brazil for a long amount of time to, also get the best bang for their dollar as well. So OLX is a good app to have. A lot of people don't know about that. There's other ones as well. So if you want those, let me know. I don't think they have apps for those though. I think those are more like websites. So if you're interested in those, let me know and I can send those to you, or I can drop them in the comments below. The next one's going to be PicPay. So anywhere you go in Brazil, they're going to ask you, do you have Pix? I mean, anybody, everybody, all Brazilian, this is what they use. So PicPay, they don't say PicPay, they say Pix, Pix. So this is like Cash App, right? Or Venmo or Zelle. It's a money transfer app from person to person. On the beach vendors, they're gonna ask you if you don't have cash, do you have Pix? A lot of them have cards, but if they don't have card, they're gonna have Pix for sure. And if they don't, and if for some reason they don't have a machine, they're gonna be taking Pix or they're gonna take cash, one or the other. And that's for vendors on the beach. That's for like little small street markets. That's for barbershops. I mean, you name it. Like, only people I haven't ever seen ask for Pix is like when you go to like the big stores in the mall, at the shopping centers. So as far as like anything outside of the shopping, restaurants and stuff like that, certain ones will take Pix, certain ones won't. So it's usually like the little smaller mom and pop style businesses who take Pix, and obviously from person to person. So you can only have CPF. I mean, you can only have Pix if you have a CPF. CPF is like a social security number for Brazilians. It's their ID numbers. And going back to like the bike app, iFood, certain apps, they ask you for your CPF number. And again, it's super simple to get. You can go to any mall, any shopping center, like the big shopping malls, and they have all of them have a place inside the mall where you can go and sign up and register for a CPF, and you can get it within like an hour. So you'll have it the same day. Once you got it, you're good. That's gonna make finding real estate much easier. That's gonna make everything, as far as opening a bank account, applying for credit, applying for different loans, like everything, right? Everything pretty much runs off of that CPF in Brazil. So PicPay is something good to have. This is also good for people, again, for like extended amount of time, for people that are going to be in Brazil for a while. If you're going to be there for temporary purposes, or if you go to Brazil a lot, then it's good to have. Even if you're there for a week, but you go to Brazil once a month or twice a month, it's still good to have on your phone. And if you're going to Brazil that much anyway, you should definitely have a CPF for sure. So yeah, guys, I hope this video helps you guys out. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions, and then make sure you turn the bell notification on so you're alerted when I post. So yeah, man, show your boy some love. I'm trying to help you guys out and give back to put you guys on game. I haven't seen too many people. I've actually never seen any video of people talking about certain apps to have while in specifically Brazil. So these are the ones that I would recommend, and the ones that's going to help you move around and navigate and make your stay much easier and less stressful, and how to meet people and so on and so forth. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and we'll catch y'all next video. Peace.